Bonjour tout le monde, je me présente, je m'appelle Harry Hébert, je suis conseiller au service public d'emploi pour Service Québec. Aujourd'hui, je vous propose une présentation sur l'offre de Service Québec qui est destinée aux chercheurs d'emploi. Service Québec est la porte d'entrée des services gouvernementaux pour les citoyens et pour les entreprises sur tout le territoire québécois. Cela signifie que Service Québec est présent dans chaque région, assure la disponibilité des services pour les citoyens et pour les entreprises, offre des renseignements sur tous les programmes et les services du gouvernement et finalement offre aux citoyens et aux entreprises un accès unique pour être dirigés au bon endroit, vers le ministère ou l'organisme qui peut répondre à leurs besoins. Interconnexion téléphonique, lien vers les sites des ministères et organismes. Service Québec, c'est un regroupement de services gouvernementaux accessibles de trois façons. Premièrement, des services rendus au comptoir dans les bureaux de Service Québec dans toutes les régions de la province. Deuxièmement, des services téléphoniques, tant pour les citoyens que pour les entreprises. Et finalement, des services web disponibles à toute heure via le site québec.ca. Service Québec a plusieurs lignes d'affaires, dont les services publics d'emploi, qui sont un panier de services adaptés aux besoins et aux priorités des régions, visant la préparation à l'emploi, la formation, l'insertion professionnelle, le maintien et la stabilisation en emploi. Il offre des services universels pour l'ensemble de la population et les entreprises, dont les services d'accueil, les services de placement et les services d'information sur le marché du travail. Il offre aussi les services spécialisés pour les personnes qui, sans l'intervention d'un conseiller de Service Québec, risquent de voir la durée de leur chômage se prolonger, et pour les entreprises qui souhaitent améliorer la gestion de leurs ressources humaines. Service Québec vous offre aussi un questionnaire en ligne pour vous outiller dans vos démarches de recherche d'emploi. Pour accéder au questionnaire, vous devez aller sur le site québec.ca, vous cliquez sur la section Emploi, sur Conseil en recherche d'emploi, sur Aide à l'emploi et finalement, au bas de l'écran, vous avez le lien vers l'outil interactif Questionnaire pour orienter votre démarche de recherche d'emploi. En cliquant sur le questionnaire et en le complétant, vous allez obtenir un résultat qui va vous donner des explications pour vous outiller dans vos démarches de recherche d'emploi. Le questionnaire prend quelques minutes à compléter et comporte 12 questions. Les trois résultats possibles que vous pouvez obtenir sont autonome, besoin d'assistance et besoin d'accompagnement. Le premier résultat que vous pourriez obtenir après avoir rempli le questionnaire en ligne est autonome. Autonome qui signifie que vous êtes en mesure de réaliser votre recherche d'emploi par vous-même. Donc, on vous suggère de l'information adaptée à vos besoins puisque vous connaissez bien l'emploi recherché et que vous possédez la formation requise. Alors, on vous propose quelques liens Internet disponibles sur québec.ca. Préparez un CV. Trouver des offres d'emploi et postuler à un emploi, vous préparer à passer des entrevues et informations sur le marché du travail en ligne. Le deuxième résultat que vous pourriez obtenir est besoin d'assistance, qui veut dire que vous pouvez occuper un emploi, mais que vous avez besoin d'aide. Donc, on parle d'une assistance via une de nos ressources en employabilité. On vous suggère donc de l'information qui est adaptée à vos besoins et vous allez pouvoir consulter la liste des organismes spécialisés en employabilité qui peuvent vous aider. Le troisième résultat que vous pourriez obtenir est besoin d'accompagnement. Alors, vous pouvez occuper un emploi, mais vous avez besoin d'une aide personnalisée. Donc, on vous suggère de remplir une demande de service en ligne pour avoir une entrevue d'évaluation avec un agent d'aide à l'emploi. Je vous présente maintenant une partie de nos mesures et services d'emploi qui pourraient répondre à vos besoins. On a des services pour vous aider à trouver un emploi, pour intégrer un emploi, pour démarrer une entreprise et finalement, pour développer vos compétences. Naturellement, la mesure ou le service qu'on vous propose est adapté à votre situation et surtout à votre besoin. Je commence par vous présenter les services d'aide à l'emploi. Les services d'aide à l'emploi qui viennent en aide aux personnes qui sont en démarche de recherche d'emploi. Ils ont besoin d'aide pour se trouver un emploi. Qu'est-ce qui peut être offert dans les services d'aide à l'emploi? On parle entre autres des séances d'information sur le marché du travail, des services d'orientation et de bilan de compétences, des activités d'aide à la recherche d'emploi ou de placement, et aussi une aide à la préparation pour vos entrevues d'embauche. Pour vous aider à intégrer un emploi, vous avez la mesure de la subvention salariale. La subvention salariale qui est destinée aux personnes qui ont de la difficulté à intégrer le marché du travail et pour lesquelles une aide financière est requise comme incitatif d'embauche auprès des employeurs. Donc, c'est une mesure qui vise l'intégration en emploi durable ou l'acquisition d'une expérience professionnelle transférable. On a plusieurs types de subventions qui peuvent être octroyées selon la personne embauchée. Par exemple, la personne immigrante, la personne expérimentée, personne handicapée, etc. Le programme d'aide à l'intégration des immigrants et des minorités visibles en emploi, le PRIM, permet à une personne immigrante ou issue d'une minorité visible admissible de vivre au Québec une première expérience de travail significative dans son domaine de compétences. Le PRIM permet de soutenir financièrement l'employeur l'ayant embauché afin qu'il puisse assurer l'intégration professionnelle et favoriser le maintien en emploi de la personne immigrante. Si vous désirez vous prévaloir du PRIM, vous devez contacter votre bureau de Service Québec. Si le PRIM s'avère une solution adéquate, une lettre d'admissibilité vous sera remise pour faciliter votre recherche d'emploi. Ainsi, l'employeur qui hésite à vous embaucher en raison d'un manque d'expérience de travail au Québec sera rassuré. Un autre exemple de mesure de service qui pourrait vous être proposé est le soutien au travail autonome, qui s'adresse aux personnes qui désirent devenir travailleurs autonomes et qui ont un projet prometteur. Ce qui pourrait vous être proposé, c'est des conseils techniques, un accompagnement pour élaborer votre plan d'affaires, un soutien financier et une aide pour le démarrage de votre entreprise. Une des mesures qui permet le développement de vos compétences est la mesure de formation de la main-d'œuvre, qui s'adresse aux personnes qui sont confrontées à des barrières à l'emploi en raison d'un manque de formation. Ce qui pourrait vous être proposé, entre autres, de la francisation, la formation générale préalable à une formation professionnelle ou technique, la formation professionnelle ou technique dans certains domaines, et finalement la reconnaissance des acquis et des compétences dans certains domaines également. Le programme de préparation à l'emploi vous permet de faire la liste de vos objectifs personnels et des activités qui vous aideront à les atteindre. Par exemple, de l'orientation professionnelle, des séances d'information sur le marché du travail, de l'aide à la recherche d'emploi, des stages en entreprise ou de la formation pour vous aider à occuper un emploi. Le programme d'apprentissage en milieu de travail, PAMT, permet de développer les compétences de travailleurs selon une formule gagnante pour tous, le compagnonnage. D'un côté, le compagnon participe à former la relève de demain. De l'autre, l'apprenti augmente ses compétences tout en travaillant et obtiendra un certificat de qualification professionnelle lié à son métier. Le programme Passe Action est un programme d'aide et d'accompagnement social destiné à des personnes éloignées du marché du travail et qui sont prestataires d'une aide financière de dernier recours. Le programme a pour objet de les aider à atteindre leur plein potentiel tout en les préparant à participer à une mesure d'aide à l'emploi. Pour en savoir plus, nous vous invitons à vous rendre sur le site québec.ca/emploi. Nous avons à cœur de vous offrir des services de qualité. Au nom de tout le personnel de Service Québec, on vous souhaite la meilleure des chances dans vos démarches.
Hi, everyone. This is Heba Abusedou. I am the founder of I Simplify Presentations. And I've been thinking today, how many times have you heard somebody tell you there are things that your education will not prepare you for? You'll have a master's degree and a bachelor's degree, but there is very little that your education will prepare you for in terms of communication. It's really ridiculous how little we learn about it in school and university, and how important it is in real life. When you hear the word presentation, you think of few things, and I think we all think of the same things, at least I do. I think about PowerPoint slides, and kudos to Microsoft for making PowerPoint the most popular communication software in the workplace. And I also think of slide design, graphic design. I think of hiring a graphic designer or someone who is in the creative industry to design my slides. And I know that a lot of people, or a lot of us, have the same thoughts when we think of presentations. But allow me today to change your mind about what it is that presentations mean and the importance of learning to present and communicate in the real world, whether it's in the professional or in your personal life. It's an important skill that every one of us needs to learn. And honestly, it makes a lot of difference if you think about all the people who have achieved great success. They were able to present themselves. So this is for people who want to learn how to communicate, how to have a voice and be heard. In the real world, we all tell stories, we all present, and we all communicate differently. So doctors present to their patients. Parents are presenting to their kids. They're constantly trying to convince them to do stuff or to change something. And in the technology world, we are storytellers. In technology, we find problems, we present these problems, we find solutions for them, and we present these solutions. So if you are a data scientist or a data analyst, you are always looking for a story in the data. And then you are looking for ways to present that story to a group of people, whether it's to identify a problem that you have learned about or a solution that you've come up with. You are really presenting it, whether it's through presentation slides or PowerPoint slides or in an email or writing a memo or even just telling somebody over a casual chat. It's all presenting. We are all storytellers. What I'm trying to say here is that presenting is not something we do outside of life. It's something we do every day with our friends, with our relatives, with people we know, with our coworkers, or like with our classmates. It's something that we should all learn because it is a skill for life. So why am I telling you this? Why does it really matter? When you learn that you are presenting all the time to everyone, it makes you realize that you have a voice and that you can speak up. And it's not enough to have a voice and speak up. It also means that you can be heard and that your opinions matter and then that your work matter. And in the workplace, as in life, it really matters how you present yourself, how you talk about your work, and how you self-praise, or as we say, self-promote. You might be thinking, well, this is maybe just for executives, for celebrities, for social media influencers, or like politicians. But really, it's something that we're all doing. It's something that we all should do. And the best part is that we have control over it. If you think of the social media, everything that happens on the social media, whether it's YouTubers, people on TikTok, Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, everybody is doing a presentation. Everybody is selling an idea to you, and everybody is promoting a skill or promoting something they want to be known for. And in the workplace, self-promotion is, and I think of it as the number one skill that you should learn. But how do you build a personal brand, and how do you promote yourself in the workplace? The first thing you need to do to build a personal brand and promote in the workplace, self-promote in the workplace, is that you need to have what we call self-awareness. And self-awareness at the most basic level means that you should understand your own strengths, your own limitations, your values, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, what you like, what you don't like, what fits for you, what doesn't fit. And it's really, it's big talk, right? What is it? Self-awareness. How does it relate to presentations? For example, if you're an introvert, I'm sure somebody must have told you that you need to be pacing on the stage back and forth. You need to be waving hands all over the camera or all over the stage. You need to speak loud. You need to be big. You need to take up all the space. And then in your head, you think, well, I'm not any of these things. I am self-reflective. Introverts are also have great observation skills. They connect with people. They reflect on what they see and they think about it. But that doesn't make them less of a great presenter than others. Knowing that in yourself as an introvert, having that self-awareness will help you understand your speaking style, your presentation style. And then you will start to have what I call self-acceptance. So instead of trying to be someone else or be what other people want you to be in terms of presentations, or be the image that we have been looking at of what a great presenter is, you will accept your own style. Because if you're an extrovert or an introvert, there are things that you like to do, that you're comfortable with, and that make you feel that this is who you are. You accept yourself for who you are. So now that you have the self-awareness and the self-acceptance, you have to start planting your flag. And I've read this term for the first time in a book by Jeff Gotthelf, and it's called Forever Employable. The idea behind planting your flag is finding what it is that you want to be known for. What is it that you want people to know you for? Do you want to be known for your technical skills? Do you want to be known for certain human skills, for your leadership? Pick that flag and make sure that you plant that flag wherever you go. If it's in the workplace, plant that flag in meetings, in emails, in conversations. Self-promote that flag everywhere you go. Some people spend their entire career not thinking about their personal brand. And some people accidentally achieve it, but they do not put any intentional effort in creating it. But the good part about building a personal brand and planting your flag is that you have almost complete control over it. You choose what you want to be known for, and you choose how you want to promote it, when you want to promote it, and how often you want to promote it, and also with whom you want to promote it. You have all the control and you have all the power on what you choose to promote yourself for. So now you have the self-awareness, the self-acceptance, and you have the flag that you started to plant everywhere. What is stopping most people at this point is thinking about confidence. They all want to look confidence. They all want to feel confident. If you have the self-confidence, or if you look confident, you can conquer all meetings. Your presentations will be stellar. You will captivate everybody. Here's the problem with confidence. It's hollow. Because having, and it should not be a goal, confident rather, should not be your goal. Your goal should be competent in your field of expertise. So instead of thinking about confidence as a goal, Think of growing your expertise and confidence as a goal for yourself. Because this is exactly why people are here for. They are listening to you to learn something from you, not to see you all confident on stage. You are here to provide value. You have substance to share. And maybe you want to be known for that as well, for the person who shares the expertise, right? And that's what the difference between thinking about confidence as a goal and thinking about competence as a goal. The good news is you have almost complete control over your competence. It is something that you can work hard for. You can learn it, you can get training, you can talk to people. It's something that can be learned and can be improved. But the slightly bad news here is that having the competence, unfortunately, is not enough for you to build a personal brand. You need to be able to communicate your expertise. Let me repeat that one more time. It's not enough to have competence for you to build a personal brand. You need to be able to communicate it with whoever audience you choose, and whoever audience will benefit from your competence. But before I tell you how you can communicate your competence, when I say self-promote, I don't mean that you go everywhere and you talk about your brand or your personal brand to everyone and anyone you know or you meet. You have to pick your audience and you have to tailor your message based on the people that you're talking to. And that's a really important part that a lot of people miss when they talk about their personal brand. Sometimes you need to go deep into telling people about your competences and explaining something to them. And sometimes you just have to briefly tell people what it is that you are good at. And that's the beauty of personal branding and self-promotion, is that it's not bragging if it's based on facts. And that's something I learned in one of my favorite initiatives. It's called I Am Remarkable, which is an initiative to help people understand how important it is to self-promote in life and in the workplace. So let me take you back to the last point that we talked about, which is being able to communicate your expertise with people. There are so many techniques out there, and then there are techniques that I found useful for myself. They are very simple, and you can apply them to almost any presentation, to almost any conversation, to almost any story you tell to people about your personal brand. The first technique is called the rule of 3. If you want to explain something to people or you want to present it, try to organize your presentation in a group of 3. Pick 3 things you want to talk about. And number 3 is a magical number because people will remember it. You will also remember it. And then it's not too much for people to understand and process. And it's not too much for you to remember. And then you have the chance to go deeper into each of these points. But at the end of the day, people will always remember these 3 things that you talked about. So the structure can look like this. You are a data analyst and you found a problem in the data. How does the rule of 3 apply to you? Number 1, you can talk about what the problem is. Number 2, you can talk about where the opportunity is or why it is important. Why does it matter? And number 3, you can talk about the solution. And within the problem itself, you can break it down into 3 more points and so on. For each of that, it really looks like a pyramid. So every time you go deep into the next level, you will think of 3 points to talk about. The second technique that I really like is called tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them, and then tell them what you just told them. I know it sounds very simple. It sounds very basic, but it really works. It works with people. So the first thing, let's say that you are talking about a solution that you found for a problem. The first thing you are going to tell people is an overview of what you're going to tell them. And then maybe say, so the pain point is, and this is when you explain, this is what you tell them. And then you explain to them why they should care and what the solution is. And towards the end, you just summarize it and tell people what you just told them. It really works not just in presentations, to be honest. It works for emails. It works for social media. It works in so many places. I want you to try these techniques and see if it makes any difference in the way you communicate your work or your personal brand or your achievements. Whatever it is that you'd like to tell people about, try these techniques and see how it changes the way you communicate your ideas. So instead of focusing on faking it till you make it and looking confident in front of the audience, focus on the message that you are trying to deliver. Focus on the quality of the message that you are trying to pass on to people and how important it is for them to learn it and how important it is to present it in the right way so they can understand it, remember it, and probably pass it on to the next person and the next person. And that's what where your investment should be. You should invest in growing your competence because it will breed your confidence. And for you to increase your competence, there are many different ways. Learning new skills, training, following other people who are successful in the same domain. But one thing that I found that helped me a lot in presentations is probably not reading about presentations or not watching YouTube videos about presentations. It's learning about other disciplines that are related to presentations. So I like to read about creativity. I like to read about marketing. I like to read about communication. I also like to read about leadership. So whatever it is, the field that you are interested in, look at also people from the other related fields and how they self-promote and how they sell their ideas on social media or YouTube and all of the other platforms, and try to follow their style. Learn the tricks of the trade from these people and take notes maybe. Whatever your learning style is, follow someone you are passionate about and someone you like, and try to learn how they make you want to be interested in the stuff that they're talking about. At the end of this, there are only many things that I want to share with you, really, but there are a few things that I would like you to take home. Presentation or presenting is not something we do outside of life. It is a skill for life. It's a skill that you learn for life because you will learn to communicate better with everybody. Presenting can also mean the difference between having a voice, being heard, or not. Presenting can be the start of a movement. And if you really want to build a personal brand and start doing it now, because really it matters that you have a personal brand and it matters that you self-promote, start with self-awareness and then accept your own speaking style. And then try to work on growing your competence in your field, and planting your flag everywhere you go to different audience who are interested in your work. And then find what really resonates with these people. what moves them, what makes them feel engaged, interested, and attracted to the content that you are presenting. But talk to people about that personal brand, but also make them part of it. Because your presentation and your personal brand should not just be about you. It should be also about the people that you're presenting to. Your personal brand through presentations might look different today than it is in 2 years. My personal brand certainly looks different a couple of years ago from today. But what really matters is that you keep on learning, you keep on trying, and you keep on communicating this personal brand to everybody. And remember, when you are talking about your personal brand, it really matters how you make people feel. People will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Thanks, everyone.